Hey, the Morning X $1,000 Show Quiz Showdown. Well, Barnes, what's up with the grand $1,000, the theme on this show? I just lost $1,000 to Crash.
Yeah, that was beautiful. About an hour ago. If you missed it, you have to go back to the podcast.
And we're giving away $1,000 with our Show Quiz Showdown. We're going to do it again on Monday. 10 easy questions about this show. If you didn't hear this week's contestant, check out the podcast. So close. Make sure you sign up at 99x.com to win the money from getinthering.com and 99x.
Yeah, we had an impromptu game an hour ago, and Leslie boldly put $1,000 on the line based on her movie knowledge.
Stupidly boldly.
And it wasn't Get in the Ring paying that $1,000. It's Leslie in the ring this time. I just played Blink 182, and it makes me think about, one, the fact that what Travis went through when he was in that plane crash years ago.
Oh, my God, yeah.
He went through a lot.
Like with the Vince Neil thing that happened this week with his plane crashing, and he wasn't on it. If you don't know that story, one person did pass away, which is
awful, yeah.
Horrible. But what the is happening with aviation right now?
Seems like a lot of mishaps.
Yeah, I mean, everything in D.C., Alaska, now this. Yeah, it's
every day there seems to be something.
It's just ramping up. I mean, is it like more media coverage? But you wouldn't think so. All of a sudden, it's like...
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, what's wrong?
Or are we just now hearing about all of them? I don't know.
Do you know anyone that won't fly? That has a fear so big that they won't get on a plane?
I don't, but I know it's a thing. A real thing.
Oh, it is a real thing. I don't think about it really at all. Do you, Crash?
Yeah, I mean, I used to, but I've flown enough now to where it's like, hey, if it's your time, it's your time,
And check this piece out. There's two pieces I want to play for you. And one of them is... Travis Barker, all these years later, I didn't realize he would fly now, that he was okay with it.
I think he went through some therapy, maybe.
Yeah. Here's a little bit, and then the clip after is just unbelievable. So stick with me, but here's Travis talking about that whole thing.
I got sober in a burn center because I was in a plane crash. I always think back and I'm like, gosh, did I manifest this? Because I was always afraid of flying. Tires blew on takeoff. Plane went out of control. Caught fire. Got out of that plane so quick. Like,
really?
My fight or flight was on. I grabbed DJ AM, woke him up, opened that door, and then jumped out.
And you jumped in the jet fuel?
I unfortunately jumped right into the jet fuel. Yeah, my whole body caught fire.
Oh, my God.
Someone in the car was like, stop, drop, and roll. And I could hear it out of all the noise and the sirens and everything. I did that, and then a few seconds later, the plane completely burst into flames.
Whoa.
I just lost trust in the world. I was like, how did this happen? Yeah, I was such in a bad mental place, but I'm back flying now. It's been almost 17 years, but Takeoff is like the worst thing imaginable for me.
I mean, that was 2008.
Wow.
Some people don't like the takeoff. Others don't like the landing.
Yeah, the landing's always scary, or the few minutes before. I mean, the plane crash in Washington at Reagan with the helicopter, they were 1 minute from being on the ground.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, they were so close. I mean, you could see it, and you're probably already gathering your things. Let me ask you a question, Barnes and Leslie. Do you guys have takeoff music?
No, I'm usually not even paying attention.
No, I
Okay.
don't. Do you?
I every single flight I take off, I have to listen to the Superman theme because it's almost 4 minutes long, and that's right when you get to 10,000 feet. So when the song is over, you hear the bing, and that's my comfort area right
Wow,
there.
interesting.
So when we leave for Mexico this week, you're going to be doing that?
I will not be paying attention to you. I will have my earbuds on.
Wow.
I will have my little old school iPod.
Barnes, maybe you adapt that as well.
Well, you can... I was going to say, you won't be paying attention to me because you're not sitting with me.
Well, that's true, too.
Oh, boy, here we go
Well,
again.
I was already booked. We're going to Mexico. That's a long story. Okay, so
Gotcha.
that accident in Washington, listen to
Horrific.
this clip. This was on CNN. Andy Byers was a guest with Caitlin Collins, and he lost his wife and his daughter.
Oh, Lord.
And this is a human interest thing. Like, sometimes it's good for you to feel, right? I mean, this guy lost his family, was waiting to pick them up in the cell phone lot. I mean, that just gave me chills saying that.
I guess he was in the parking
Yeah.
lot, too, and he found... This is a chilling story. I cannot watch this clip without breaking down.
It's and the anchor can't even get through it. Take a look.
Everyone dies, right? And they live on through our memories. And I want people to have a memory of them so that they live on. So that's why I wanted to share their story.
Thank you for doing so, Andy. And I think everyone will be really touched to hear from you. So thank you for coming on to talk about that.
Thank you for sharing their story. I could talk to you all day about them, and I know we haven't talked about my wife, but she was the most wonderful mother. She wanted to make every moment special for the kids, and she did. She gave them those magic memories, Brielle too, and we thought those would sustain her into adulthood. She'd be able to draw from them. So it's really sad that she doesn't get to do that, because she deserved that. But she was wonderful, and she was my soulmate. I'm going to miss her so much.
Yeah, you're clearly both amazing parents, Andy, and I just want you to know that everyone is praying for you and thinking of you in this moment. I know that doesn't help, but everyone is just really thinking of you guys in this moment. So thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
I mean, that's a professional broadcaster becoming human.
Yeah.
I mean,
I have to say, I don't know if you knew this part of the story, but his daughter Brielle, who passed, who was 12 years old, beat cancer when she was 4 months old.
I saw that in the article. It's just freaking awful.
It's awful.
I mean, can you imagine you're in the cell lot and you see some sort of explosion, and you've already texted your people and said, "All right, I'll pull around," and then it's over.
I don't even know what you do next.
Here's a little bit more from that interview. I don't know if you can just put yourself there and what that must be like, but this dude, the fact that he went on TV so quickly after, he does want to get their spirit out there and doesn't want people to forget him.
Yeah, he wants their memory to live on.
Here's a little more of that.
It's been so hard. It feels unreal. I go through these moments of like extreme like sadness and tears, and then I get flat and numb, and then I feel guilty that I'm not just crying all the time, but it's just been hard. It's been really hard.
And how did you, I know you're from the area, how did you learn about what happened to their flight?
Yeah, well, we were supposed to pick them up, me and my son, like we did from these trips all the time, and we're waiting for him, nearby Reagan in a parking lot, and we're texting with them right before they were supposed to land, and the tracker said landed, and the text went from blue to green, and then fire trucks started going by, and at that point, I knew something was wrong. Called someone that, was able to confirm that their plane was in a crash. And I told my son. He came in the front seat with me. He had a really long cry. He let out just like, there's no, it really hurt. That's how we found out before anything was really official, but we already knew.
I can't even imagine having to have that conversation with your young son in that moment where you don't even as a dad have a few moments to process it by yourself.
It was hard. I don't know what else to say about that, but yeah, you're right. It was hard.
And moral of the story, put your arms around your people, because you don't know when it's over.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is just...
It's heartbreaking.
Woo! That's some stuff.
The Bigger Pockets Podcast Network is your home, get it, for real estate investing.
I am very tired of people saying that your primary residence is not an investment.
Get real talk from real estate pros about investing strategies that work.
I bought a house for $1 and it makes me $1 million.
You can become a real estate millionaire over the course of like 5 or 6 years.
No one needs a stock. No one needs cryptocurrency. They need a house.
Bigger Pockets. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.